them to be free, won't burn no being with cruel intent. We slay the games that Babylon invents, end the days of profit, interest and rent, and shout free. There's no difference between you and me, not from the same race, but one family. You get a scratch, what colour blood do you see? Just say I am you, and you are me. One family, dancing to freedom, no charge to this fee or travelling fee, living in a world for free. Fire, burn, yes we blaze up the weed and shout free. Give an eye for an eye, give them back their sight. Just restoration is right, kindness is light. Keep up the fight, we'll overcome, we'll have to share. Spreading the love, we'll learn to care and shout free. That's actually lyrics to a song that I rearranged from someone called Richie Spice.
Brilliant.
My singing voice is terrible, I need a lot more practice. Yeah, I actually asked if I could be put on the list to speak about something that I went through a spiritual awakening about 5 years ago now. I shed my old life behind to make way for the new. I came to London to get involved in activism and to meet great people like yourselves that are awakened, that have a clue what's going on. Because, well, I actually come to London to Occupy, to protest, and they were saying, we are the 99% if we were the 0.1%. The rest are mindless consumers that carry on the system, or believing in the system, working in the system, paying rent, doing what they've got to do to put food on their tables and keep a roof over their head. So, as a thank you, I'm going to give you all a clap for coming here and sharing your stories, sharing information, getting involved, networking, because that is part of the revolution. If you weren't doing it, there'd be no information out there, and we'd have no idea about the birth certificate slavery, or vaccinations, child stealing by the state, fiat banking industry, Illuminati paedophiles, or anything else that's going on. So I personally am very grateful for this. What I asked to speak about was a court case that I got involved in. It happened when some bailiffs come to, I live in a squat by the way, some bailiffs come to our door, hadn't really proven their paperwork, wouldn't show a warrant. We resisted well, and after about an hour they went away whilst trying to pretend that a notice of appointment was a warrant. A notice of appointment is not a warrant. A warrant is a document made in a court, and a notice of appointment is printed out on a piece of printer. So anyway, about a month later they came back, straight in with the angle grinder. We defended. About half an hour into this scenario, they came to the fence, show us what was a notice of appointment again, and we refused their entry. The police started to help them, and basically they ended up with a load of paint getting chucked over them. 8 of us got arrested for weapons charges. 9?
Yeah,
sorry, Tamara was there with us. And it ends up going to court for things like weapons charges, ABH, criminal damage and affray, which is all laid on extra. That didn't even happen. My personal belief in the court systems, the law of the land is British common law. Anything outside is commercial, which is not even relevant to us, except for we have a birth certificate which enters us into corporate slavery. We ended up in Snaresbrook in a 6.5-week court trial, which for me was great. I enjoyed every single minute of it. I represented myself, and we had some barristers there with the others. I don't believe, well, we know the solicitors, the barristers and the judges, from the bottom, they all want to work their way up. so they're not going to rock the boat. Solicitors work for the court. Their first priority is to the court, the barristers, the judges, all there to protect the court and protect the crimes that are going ahead inside those buildings. When I went in, or my first chance to speak, I introduced myself as, well, hello, my name is Arthur. I am a flesh and blood living representation of God. And the judge looked at me a bit funny, and she wanted my name, and I said my name is Arthur. She then forced me into admitting under duress that my name was Arthur Charles Melhuish, which is my birth certificate slave name. And we carry on in the court case, and we're playing the game. In the court, I stood up and I told the court that the judge gets her power from the Queen, and the Queen gets her power from God, supposedly, and the Queen has broken her oath to the people. In her coronation oath, she actually swears an oath to uphold the laws of God. It's not the laws of the land, but common laws from a church, so that must be really the law of the land. The judge ignored me when I told her she had no valid authority to be a judge over us. But at the time we had a lovely jury at the time as well, and it was a jury of 12 because we'd been bumped up to the Crown Court, which was really an enjoyable situation for me, because you get to explore in a theatre, which it is, got people with silly hats and Freemasons in control. Yeah. It carries on. I informed the judge that she's committing a crime by pursuing us under this pretense of the corporate law, which is from the birth certificate. Because it's not you they're after, they want to make money out of the trust that they've created for you. Where I'm going with this, on my closing speech, I actually got found guilty, by the way, so it didn't really work, but everyone else got off, which was nice. So not that it really made any difference. I served her well, and I stuck a notice to their front door implying that it was common law jurisdiction only. And in my closing speech to the jury, because they were deciding, I informed them that my name is Arthur and I am God. They can judge me as they wish. They can find me guilty or not guilty, I don't mind. And I ordered to the Crown, as my judgment, that I want and demand a full common law review of everything that the Crown Corporation does. Now, if anyone knows anything about the Crown Corporation, it's one big umbrella corporation for all of the other corporations, including the one that they make up for ourselves. So if you want to make a limited company, you sign it over to the corporation. If you have a child, you sign it over to a sub-corporation, and then it all ends up in the Crown. We are the Crown. The Crown is a common entity, as we all are. The Queen is a trustee of this commonwealth that has been built up, which is the Crown. It involves all of the land, all of the houses, all of the wealth that's being stored up in banks and greedy people in their corporations. So that was what I really wanted to tell you, because outside of a court it had not been, like inside a court you're allowed no cameras, it is being recorded, but they want a lot of money if you want to request the recording. So yeah. Should I go with that?
Arthur, before you go, can you let people know what you did over Christmas and New Year, please?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to clean the first one. if I could ask for your help, and basically we need to enforce now a common law review, which would actually make birth certificates illegal, the fiat monetary system, well, basically corporate slavery's just gone out the window, and to turn the Crown Corporation into a Crown Cooperation where we all live happily ever after. Tamara just asked me to tell you about Christmas time. We went on a little escapade and managed to squat the Royal Mint, which is a 5.2-acre plot of land by Tower Bridge, which has hundreds of thousands of spare empty footage. It closed down, it's waiting to be turned into a shopping centre or something. This building, and I'm glad this is going out on camera, okay, there's 4 buildings, massive. It's being used as a police training ground. So when we went in there, we got kicked out of most of it because they're actually running around in there doing weapons training and stuff as a little playground. We've got people sleeping homeless in the doorway of that of that building. The homelessness in this area is disgusting. Like the fact that homelessness exists when people are living in the doorways of buildings, which is absolute insanity. This is why it's a shared wealth. There is no reason for any single human being to go without a good, secure home. Apart from some more poetry, maybe, that would be about it for me. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's a good one. Right. This is more on direction. So it's like cut working hours by half, then double up on caring staff with welfare at the heart. There's no need for people to work so hard, and it's a sad state when people stagnate with nothing to keep their body and their mind right. We need to elevate and equally cooperate. This day and age, with a universal wage and a minimum compulsory participation rate, whether you're black, white, brown, blue, male or female too, our lives will all have equal opportunity, access and value. Thank you.
Debt Free TV, in association with GetOutOfDebtFree.org.